Welcome to this tutorial of Investment Account Manager Individual version 3. This is the first video in a three-part series for those investors looking to create their portfolios to create all past historical activity, with the result of having all their investment activity accurately organized in one place. In this first video, we'll be demonstrating how to create a new portfolio and then entering an initial deposit for funding your new portfolio for future investment activity. Please note, for those investors not interested in entering past history, Investment Account Manager provides three methods of using a portfolio setup wizard. We offer 3 videos on our website describing how to use the portfolio setup wizard to quickly create your portfolio for managing your investments in Investment Account Manager 3 Individual. Select the File menu, New Portfolio Choice. You'll begin by entering the portfolio name coinciding with your investment account. In this example, My New Portfolio. Notice other information can be added for this new portfolio, including address, city, and state, portfolio objective and portfolio grouping, and other portfolio preferences and download settings of your financial institution. A Help button is also provided to help you in completing these entries. For this example, we'll skip these entries and select the Save button and then the Next button to continue. Notice how users of Investment Account Manager 3 Individual have a number of methods for creating the new portfolio. By downloading all available historical portfolio activity from your online brokerage account, typically limited to just the past 90 days. By downloading just the current holdings from your online brokerage account. By entering your current holdings with accumulated cost basis. By importing your portfolio from third-party applications, such as CapTools or Quicken. By importing your current holdings from a Microsoft CSV or XLS file. Or, for the purposes of this tutorial video, entering all historical investment transactions. This method of creating your portfolio requires past historical records, entered in sequential order as best as possible. Referring to past broker statements will be helpful for entering your history. Entering all historical records enables Investment Account Manager to derive historical performance measurements and create tax filing reports, both past and current. This is the most thorough way to use Investment Account Manager. Use the Next button to continue. Now shown is the Investment Account Manager 3 Portfolio Activity Entry Ledger. The Portfolio Activity Ledger provides the ability for users to add, edit, and delete portfolio transactions and lists all the transaction activity for either an individual issue in a portfolio or for all issues in the portfolio. Please note, we provide a detailed tutorial on our website reviewing the features and functions provided by the IM3 Portfolio Activity Ledger, and encourage you to review this video tutorial to learn how to utilize this ledger for entering your transaction activity history. The Activity Ledger lists the following columns for investment activity: date of the transaction, the security name, the transaction activity type of the investment transaction, such as purchases, income, sales, expenses, most any activity type an investor will encounter for their investment holdings. The quantity associated with the transaction, the unit price of the transaction, such as the purchase price or the sales price, the commissions and fees associated with the transaction and that are included in the net amount of the transaction, the transaction net dollar amount, which is calculated automatically as you enter the previous columns, notes, which can be used for transaction memos, and save to record the activity to the ledger. Notice the last column, which will keep track of the total running balance, if any, for all cash or money market funds in the portfolio. In the form shown, you can now begin with entering your historical portfolio activity. In most cases, your investment account will have been opened with an opening deposit to a cash or money market fund for offsetting transaction activity. If you want to begin your portfolio historical entry to reflect the cash money fund from the outset, this will be your first entry. Note, if you prefer to not enter this cash money fund at this time, you can, once your portfolio is accurately up to date for all other activity, make a single entry at the end of this process to reflect the current balance. For tutorial purposes, we will add the opening balance of this new portfolio, and for this tutorial, we'll use a starting date of March 1, 2010 as our opening activity for this portfolio. Enter the date 03/01/2010. Investment Account Manager will prompt this date is more than a year old. Select Yes to use this date. Use the drop-down arrow in the Security column. We'll select Add a new security to create this new cash money fund for our portfolio. For security type, we'll select Cash Money Market Fund. For symbol, you can use the actual symbol as provided on your investment brokerage statement for the cash money fund, or create the symbol for IAM3 internal use. We'll create the symbol now. Enter PCash1. For security name, you can use the actual name as provided on your investment brokerage statement for the cash money fund, or create a name for the IAM3 reporting use. We'll create a new name, My Portfolio Cash. We'll then select the Save button to save the security description. Now, we need to simply enter the opening deposit used to fund this new portfolio when first opened. Clicking your mouse in the column labeled Activity, we'll select the choice for Deposit. Now, advancing the cursor to the column labeled Dollar Amount, we can enter the opening deposit activity. For this tutorial example, we'll enter $75,000 and then select the Save button. Notice now our opening deposit of the $75,000 is shown. Also notice in the lower left-hand corner, this cash money market account is listed for future offset of activities. That is, for future activity, such as purchases, sales, income received, users can select the Deduct From Deposit To checkbox to automatically offset the total dollar amount from the activity to an existing cash or money fund account set up in this portfolio. We'll check the box now for use in our additional activity entry examples. We'll now use the Exit button to close the portfolio activity ledger. Investment Account Manager will now refresh the home page, with this newly created portfolio shown as the active portfolio as indicated with the check next to the portfolio name in the left-hand margin. Selecting the Positions tab from the IAM3 homepage lists our current cash money fund balance of $75,000. In the next video of this three-part video series on creating a historically accurate portfolio, we'll demonstrate adding historical purchase activity for this new portfolio. We're confident you'll find Investment Account Manager offers a comprehensive set of features, yet is an easy-to-learn and use portfolio management software tool. Thank you for your interest in Investment Account Manager 3 Individual.